Bonjour la classe. Le titre aujourd'hui, c'est plus ou moins. To start, I'd like you to copy out the vocab grid below and fill it in using the options on the left and right hand side of the screen to help you. Hopefully most of these adjectives will be easy to translate as they're similar to the English, but if you get stuck on any, why not look it up on Collins' online French dictionary? I'd like you to pause the video now so that you have time to do that. Amusant, fun or funny. Compliqué, complicated. Divertissant, entertaining. Fatigant, tiring. Intéressant, interesting. Passionnant, exciting. Relaxant, relaxing. Ennuyeux, boring. Difficile, difficult. Facile, easy. Today's title is plus ou moins, more or less. We're going to be giving opinions about sports and learning to use the comparative. We're going to begin by looking at the key vocabulary from last lesson, and I hope you remember we were looking at sports, some sports that we play and some sports that we do. When I read the vocabulary, I'll leave a pause and I'd like you to repeat after me so you can practice your pronunciation. So firstly, we'll look at sports that you play. Le basket. Le billard. Le foot. Le handball. Le hockey. Le rugby. Le tennis. Le tennis de table. Le ping-pong. Le volleyball. La pétanque. Les boules. We're now going to look at sports that you do. Again, I'm going to leave a pause for you to practice speaking them after me. Le skate. Le patin à glace. Le vélo. Le ski. Le judo. La musculation. La danse. La gymnastique. La natation. La voile. La planche à voile. L'athlétisme. L'équitation. Les arts martiaux. We're now going to look at our first grammar point for today. Adjective endings. Adjective endings must agree with the noun they describe. If you want to say I find something, as in I think it is, we use the expression je trouve. And if it's in the masculine, so le foot, we say je trouve le foot and then the adjectives stay as you had them in the starter. But if you're talking about something feminine, a noun that's feminine like la natation, meaning swimming, you have to add an E to all of the adjectives. But there are two that don't add an E. Why do you think that might be? Correct, it's because they already end in an E. That's difficile and facile. And you might also notice that ennuyeux, that normally ends in an X, changes to ennuyeuse. Now in the plural, the masculine words like les admissions, they all add an S to show that they are plural, apart from ennuyeux, because you can't add an S to an X. Now in the feminine plural, they add an E to show that they're feminine, and an S to show that they're plural. Using that table, I'd like you to translate the following 5 sentences into French. Number 1, I find skateboarding fun. Number 2, I find weight training tiring. Number 3, I find martial arts complicated. Number 4, I find sailing boring. And finally, number 5, I find cycling easy. Now the words for those sports or activities I've put in the left-hand corner, and I've indicated what gender they are. So blue, le, is masculine, red, la, feminine, and the les, the plural there, is the masculine plural. I'd like you to pause the video now to give you time to translate those 5 sentences. Un. Je trouve le skate amusant. 2. Je trouve la musculation divertissante. And hopefully you added an E to divertissante to show that it was the feminine. Je trouve les arts martiaux compliqués. And I hope you added an S to show that that's plural. Je trouve la voile ennuyeuse. And here we have ennuyeux, meaning boring, but ennuyeuse is the feminine version. Et finalement, 5. Je trouve le vélo facile. I find cycling easy. We're about to do a listening task taken from the textbook, but before we do, I wonder if you could tell me what the 4 circled words mean. Très, trop, assez, un peu. Have a think to yourself, can you remember? Okay, très means very, trop means too, so too much, assez, quite, and un peu, a bit. What do we call all of these words? Fantastic, yes, they are intensifiers. So if you said somebody is ennuyeux, they're boring, but if you said très ennuyeux, it would be very boring. If you said un peu ennuyeux, a bit boring. This listening task asks the question, tu es sportif, sportive? Comment est-ce que tu trouves les sports suivants? Meaning, are you sporty? How do you find the following sports? Now, 2 people are going to be interviewed, Lina and Omer, and for each one I want you to choose the correct response, A, B or C. Numéro 1. Comment est-ce que tu trouves le tennis? Omer. Je trouve le tennis très divertissant. Lina. Je trouve le tennis trop fatigant. 2. Comment est-ce que tu trouves le rugby? Omer. Je trouve le rugby trop facile. Lina. Moi, je trouve le rugby assez intéressant. Toi. Comment est-ce que tu trouves la pétanque? Omer. La pétanque? Je trouve la pétanque très relaxante. Lina. Bof. Je trouve la pétanque un peu ennuyeuse. 4. Comment est-ce que tu trouves la gymnastique? Omer. Oh, je trouve la gymnastique trop compliquée. Lina. Moi, je trouve la gymnastique fatigante, mais intéressante. 5. Comment est-ce que tu trouves les arts martiaux? Omar. Moi, je trouve les arts martiaux un peu violents. Lina. Je trouve les arts martiaux assez intéressants. If you missed any of those, I'd like you to rewind the video now, as I'm going to be going through the answers in a moment. Okay, I'm now going to go through the answers. So number 1, Omar, A, Lina, C. So Omar said that he finds tennis très divertissant, very entertaining, whilst Lina finds it trop fatigant, too tiring. Number 2, Omar C, Lina B. So Omar finds rugby trop difficile, too difficult, and Lina finds rugby assez intéressant, quite interesting. Number 3, you should have had B and C. Omar finds pétanque, so that's boule, très relaxante, very relaxing, and Lina finds it un peu ennuyeuse. What does that mean? Fantastique. A bit boring. Number 4, Omar C, Lina B. Omar finds gymnastics trop compliqué, too complicated, whilst Lina finds it fatigante, mais intéressante. What does that mean? Fantastic. Tiring but interesting. And why do both of those adjectives end in an E? Correct, because it's la gymnastique, a feminine noun. Number 5, Omar C, Lina B. So Omar finds martial arts un peu violent, a bit violent, and Lina finds them assez intéressant, quite interesting. Okay, we're now going to look at our second grammar point for today. Comparatives. You use the comparative to compare two or more things. In French, plus plus an adjective and que means more something than something else. So for instance, you could say le foot est plus fatigant que la natation. What would that mean? Correct. Football is more tiring than swimming. Moins que, with an adjective in the middle, means less than. An example would be la danse est moins compliquée que le patin à glace. What would that mean? Très bien. Dancing is less complicated than ice skating. One thing to watch out for is that the adjective must agree with the first noun mentioned. So hopefully you notice that dance, because it was feminine, added an E to the compliqué. In the textbook, we have 3 texts from Rémi Lerat talking about sports that he enjoys playing or doing. I'm going to read these to you, and hopefully you'll notice both comparatives and adjective endings. Je fais beaucoup de sport. Je joue au foot, au rugby et au volleyball. À mon avis, le rugby est plus difficile que le foot, mais je trouve le foot moins amusant que le volleyball. Au centre sportif, je fais du vélo et de la musculation, mais j'aime aussi nager. Pour moi, la natation est plus relaxante que le cyclisme. Cependant, je trouve le cyclisme moins ennuyeux que la musculation. À la télé, j'adore regarder la Formule 1. À mon avis, la Formule 1 est plus passionnante que tous les autres sports. C'est hyper cool et c'est mon sport préféré. Your homework today is to translate those 3 texts into English. I'd like you to send your translations to me at jwatson@stbeads.cams.sch.uk, and I've given you some vocab to help you on the right-hand side. If you get stuck on anything, why not check out Collins' online French dictionary? As usual, the first person to email me a translation will receive 3 merits on ePraise, and after that I'll be giving 1 merit for every good translation. I'd like you to translate both A, B and C. I hope you're all well. Au revoir la classe!